Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we'll be watching JBM Fargo's Young Phillies documentary-ish. I'll call it a documentary. Even it's a 10-minute video explaining his situation. I'm not really well known of what's going on with him, but from what I'm hearing, it's not great. I know Young Philly from the Sidebends video, especially that 20v1. He was great in that video, but you never really know who a person is behind cameras. Even in the videos, you can tell that his laugh is just a little bit odd. There's something in his eyes. I don't know what it was, but when I was watching him, every time I see him, his eyes, there's something off there. But let's give it a listen. I don't want to jump in. I'll just jump in. Let's see what he says. Let's see what's going
As
on.
recently as a few days ago, popular YouTuber and rapper Young Philly has been accused of some very serious allegations in Australia, which led to a recent arrest. There's videos floating all around YouTube, but I want to give you the most up-to-date summary for all recent events chronologically. Let's get into it.
And that is why I'm watching his video. This is actually this is my second video watching. This is my first time watching him, but from what I've watched, he's very concise. He has a lot of information. He keeps it short and simple, which is amazing for me to react to. Guys, please go watch his videos, JBM Fargo. I'll just be reacting to some of his stuff. Go and watch it yourself. Amazing content creator.
Young Philly gained buzz early on for his Asking Awkward Questions series on YouTube. In these videos, he would go around London asking random people questions, pretty self-explanatory.
You play with it every night before you go to bed, you get caught fiddling with it at work, and you only let a selected few play with it. What is it?
A selected few.
Yeah, you might even let the man play with it.
Bro, I'm not letting man play with nothing.
Philly would continue to grow, but not without the help of his close friend and fellow YouTuber Chunks, and their collaborations would go viral. Chunks is also a part of the popular UK-based collective known as Beta Squad. As recently as last year, the two even started a podcast together. Philly rose to prominence by uploading videos to YouTube, but it's clear that his true passion was music. Philly went on to release multiple tracks that garnered over tens of millions of views. But the timing of
I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't listened to a single Philly track. I don't really know what he sounds like.
these allegations has led some to speculate about a connection to Young Philly's recent song Tempted, released just a month prior to the recent charges. The lyrics of the song, which expresses themes of temptation and desire,
Too tempted for desire. Round here, the temperature is fire. Ah, too tempted to get higher. Too tempted, I'm insider. I slip again, but it's minor. What is that supposed to mean? I slipped again, but it's minor. Ah, sus. Sauce.
have fueled online discussions and raised many eyebrows. However, Philly may have a lot of time to hone his skills behind bars after he was charged with some very disgusting crimes on October 9th.
We begin with breaking news, and a popular musician and YouTuber from the UK known as Young Philly has been extradited from Queensland to WA, accused of serious sexual assault allegations following an incident in Perth. Straight to our reporter, Rachel Clifford, for the details. Rachel, the 29-year-old, has been charged with multiple offences.
Lara, they are serious offences. He's facing 4 counts of sexual penetration without consent, 3 counts of assault occasioning bodily harm, and 1 count of impeding another person's normal breathing.
So that's 7. I'm counting 7, bro. That's 4 counts of unwanted penetration. Oh, dude, this is bad.
Circulation. Detectives from the Sex Assault Squad say the 29-year-old man sexually assaulted a woman in her 20s in his Perth hotel room after he performed at an event in Hillary's on September 28. The man, a well-known DJ from the UK, Andre Felipe Valencia Barrentos, also known as Young Philly, was taken into custody in Brisbane and extradited to Perth last night under police custody. He'll face Perth Magistrates Court today, and Lara, officers are asking anyone with further information to contact Crime Stoppers.
The allegations against Young Philly stem from an incident in Perth, Australia, where he was accused of essaying a woman in her
British rapper and YouTuber Young Philly charged with. Oof. Ah, that is. Fuck. That is wild, dude. I don't. The thing I don't understand is, right? with popularity and fame, I don't get why you have to force yourself into somebody else's territory. Right? It's just not. It's not worth it, dude. Because look what happened to Philly. He lost all of his. He lost everything. He lost. He's probably lost his sponsors, his future channels. His career is finished over one dumb thing because he was too. He just wanted to clot. He just wanted. He just wanted to. That one night, bro. It's not worth it. Just move on. If it's not your lucky day, it's not your lucky day. You don't have to fuck every single day, dude. It's not that important. Sex is not what defines you.
20s in his hotel room after performing at an event in late September of this year. The charges include 4 counts of him acting without consent,
Counts of sexual penetration without consent, 3 counts of assault occasioning bodily harm, and 1 count of impeding a person's normal breathing. Fuck, 4 counts of sexual penetration.
3 counts of assault occasioning bodily harm, and 1 count of impeding another person's normal breathing or
28th September. That was just last month.
circulation. The prosecutors also state that their case is extremely strong, supported by CCTV and photo evidence. Yeah, it's not looking good. Adding to the controversy, resurfaced allegations from 2021 suggest that young Philly may have been involved inappropriately with a 17-year-old girl. A video clip circulating online allegedly shows young Philly messaging the girl, who claims to have been 17 at the time, and sending her suggestive messages.
I feel like I've got a song.
And to be honest, I never planned on saying anything at all. It's only because of what's come out now that I feel like I should have said something in the past, and I should say something now. 4 years ago, I spoke to young Philly on Instagram DM. He DM'd me, and I ended up going to his flat. Him and his management, they worked very hard to manipulate me, obviously me when I was 17, and to make me feel like if I said anything, then they could ruin my life would be over, you know, it'd be awful for me, awful for my mental health. So they convinced me to stay quiet. Maybe it could have been prevented if I'd said something before. I was 17, and when it first happened, the incident, I didn't have anyone to talk to about it. I was very alone, and I was very embarrassed, and I literally didn't know what to do.
These allegations have sparked widespread debate online, with some defending young Philly based on the legal age of consent in the U.S.
Okay, listen, yeah. The thing is, right, in the UK, yes, it is legal, but it is still morally wrong, legal or not. That doesn't give you an excuse to do it, right? Like, if the legal age was 12, are you still gonna have sex with a 12-year-old? No, that's morally wrong. And you can just say, oh, it's legal. It's not morally right. And I assume what the girl was saying was that she was SA'd by young Philly and his manager, and that they would ruin her life. But ladies, you have to remember that if you are SA'd by a popular celebrity and they say they could ruin your life, what life are they gonna ruin? You don't have especially at 17, you don't have a life yet. You don't have any career you don't have a career for them to destroy. But they would receive bigger backlashes if you did report what happened to you publicly, and it would boost your fame more. I'm not saying do it for clout, but I'm saying do the morally right thing, and if something happened to you, report it. I applaud the girl who went and charged Philly with it. She, as soon as it happened, less than a month, she went and said straight to the police, because one, if you wait too long, the evidence can't be used against them. For example, what happened to Diddy and Casey. Like, if you wait too long, evidence that could have been like very useful can just be thrown off in court, which is why you have to go as soon as possible if you feel like you've been wronged. It might feel embarrassing or you might feel alone, but that's nothing because you're letting a man who did something so vile towards you get off scot free and continue to be successful when just one report in less than a week can destroy their whole reputation, which they deserve, honestly.
UK being 16 years old. However, many critics argue that a significant age gap between a 26-year-old man and a 16-year-old girl raises ethical concerns, even within the legal boundaries of consent. Adding to the complex picture, Chunks and many of Young Philly's associates have been pulled into this. A clip from their podcast surfaced online where Chunks acknowledges hearing stories about Philly when talking about him hypothetically marrying his sister. This was the absolute worst time for this to resurface with everything going on right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't let you marry my family, but yeah.
Why? I'm a good man.
Yeah.
What's wrong with me?
No, I have too many stories. But anyway, yeah.
What
appreciate it.
stories?
Huh? Bend to the left. I'm not just, that's very scary.
Yeah, but what's that got to do with you when I'm clarting? You've just got to worry about I'm treating your sibling good.
A few days ago, Chunks would briefly address the case, stating that he can't speak on it.
My people's, like everyone, I've heard the reports coming out of Australia. Whilst I understand many of you want my reaction on it, as this is an ongoing court case, I hope you guys can understand that I can't and won't be commenting on it publicly. So yeah, I've just come on here to basically let you know the reasons as to why I can't. Love.
Around the same time, we will see many people on social media defend Philly's character, and I'll let you hear it for yourself.
Philly is someone that I know and get on with, right, okay? I'm not here to say things did or didn't happen. All I'm here to say, to tell you even, is my side of the story. My experiences with Philly made me feel comfortable. When we rekindled this year.
Thing is, right, a bad person is still gonna have good relations with certain people, right? Like, people coming out to defend him because they met him for a couple months or maybe a year and he was nice to them. That's just who they were in front of you. It's like if you have different friend groups, you have different personalities for their friend groups because certain jokes wouldn't fly for that group or that group or that group, which is similar to what he's doing. Because you don't really know a person, and you can't really defend a person after they've been charged with that heavy charges. You don't want that on you. You don't want that on you.
Yeah, there was actually, I'm going to make a point of saying this. There was a point where he was like, if you don't want to do anything, if you don't want to, bear in mind, we'd spoken last year. We'd been seeing each other last year. And even then, he was like, if you don't want to do anything, if you're not comfortable, we don't have to. I just want to make a point of, he's never made me feel any pressure. And I think until we've got definitive answers to the question, I'm not discrediting what's happened. I don't know the ins and outs, and probably neither do you. I'm just here to give a balanced side of the story. You know what I mean? Just give you someone that's actually knows him.
Following his arrest, Young Philly
All right.
appeared in court.
Which is a fair point, right? If she knows the person and then she was close to being intimate with Philly, and for her perspective, that's not who the person she was. Like, that's not who he was when he was with her at that point. But at the same time, right? Shane Gillis made a really good joke. Like the racist joke. Like, let me just paraphrase what he said. Like, you can't say you're just not racist because it's not a definitive thing. It's like a light switch. Like, he made the analogy like if you're not hungry that day, you're not very hungry. You're not feeling hungry, right? And then a cheeseburger cut you in traffic. Then you might feel hungry, right? That's the same thing with racism. Like, what the fuck am I talking about? But let's just say, what the fuck am I talking about? I'm just saying, he wasn't there. He didn't do it at that time, but that doesn't mean he won't do it. You know what I mean? Like, just because he didn't do it doesn't mean he can't do it.
and was granted bail with a substantial bond of $122,000. However, he faces strict conditions, including a travel ban, passport surrender, mandatory reporting to the police station multiple times a week, social media restrictions, and limitations on his movements within the vicinity of the alleged victim or witnesses. Despite the gravity of the allegations, the identity of the alleged victim remains unknown. Rumors circulated online mistakenly identifying a woman named India Noel as the victim, leading to online harassment and death threats. Ultimately, young Philly's arrest was not just a personal blow to his career. It reverberates throughout the vast network of creators and brands that he's associated with. He's a prominent figure within a large group of UK YouTubers, including the Sidemen and Beta Squad, with whom he has collaborated extensively. He also has significant ties to media, having hosted shows on BBC and Channel 4. Beyond his digital footprint, Philly has cultivated partnerships with major brands like Heinz, Meta, the British military, and Captain Morgan. He worked with charities like Stand Up to Cancer and the Princess Trust, which are both good influences for the youth. This widespread network means the fallout from his...
And that's the thing. He was in such a high point in his career. He had a lot of sponsors, he had a lot of things going on, he had a lot of shows. But that also adds to his ego being inflated, because if a person who's egotistical and thinks that they can get away with anything gets to a point where they have all that money and the fame, they think they can get away with anything. That's not the right mindset you should have. You should have it when you're at the peak of your point. Any one mistake, it could all be gone. He just ruined his legacy by fucking up, by doing something so immoral.
His arrest will have far-reaching consequences, potentially impacting both his career and the reputations of those he collaborates with. And Philly is already feeling said consequences. The Sidemen have recently privated a 20v1 starring him that had over 40 million views. The Football Association canceled his cookery show. Foot Asylum has terminated their contract with him immediately. Major fast food chain German Doner Kebab has distanced itself as well, removing him from various social media posts. His clothing line with Perplex was pulled from shelves, and his first live show for his podcast with Chunks has of course been canceled. Young Philly's next court appearance is scheduled for December 19th, and I hope justice is served. Now, a few things. Based on him being extradited to Australia in such a timely manner, on top of the whisperings of there being CCTV and photo evidence, it's hard for me to believe that young Philly is completely innocent. On top of the countless stories of how he is when the cameras are off.
Not crazy.
You choking her? What the fuck? You trying to kill her?
It wasn't like a choke. It was more like a... You know what I mean?
What the yeah, see, look.
What?
Yo, okay.
Monkey see, monkey do, bro.
All right.
And despite a few people coming to his defense, one of his closest friends, Chunks, didn't even drop a statement speaking good things about Philly's character. I understand this is an ongoing case and you want to keep your brand deals and
Yeah, see, like, you never know a person until you know like, you can never really know a person. Even though they're your best friend, you can never really know a person, because if your best friend's doing all of that shit behind your back, and then you never hear about it, and you like, or you see him doing some freak shit, maybe like, oh, you give him the benefit of the doubt, like, bro, relax, but you never know how far they'll go. Like, I can't blame Chunks, because he can't hold somebody accountable when he's not there with Philly 24/7. You know what I mean? I don't believe Chunks was out with him every time he goes out. Philly has his own life too. So he has his own things. Because people can do secret shit behind somebody else's back. Even though they're your best friends, you can never really know a person.
So that may be a reason as well. But either way, it still doesn't look good. One clip that is very eerie looking back on is Philly speaking on not using a certain R word.
To be in prison.
Hey,
yeah, bro. And
that's why I wouldn't want to do true crime. Not R word for me. I don't even like saying it, bro.
Whether he is found guilty or not guilty, the damage to young Philly's brand and reputation may already be unsalvageable. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. It's Fargo, and I'm...
Yeah, dude. It's really hard to say, because we don't have we don't see the evidence, we don't have the court case reports, we haven't seen the CCTV footage that they were talking about. But it's bad for Philly, man. It's bad. It's really bad for him. Just an end statement for me that this is my last statement, and I'm gonna end the video. Philly had a lot going on for him. And I'm sure countless YouTubers also have a lot of things going on for them, but it's not an excuse for them to be like doing all of this immoral stuff, because a lot of your fan bases are kids, teenagers, or young adults. If you have such a big platform and you're using it for your own benefits, and that's fine, but don't use it as an excuse for you to do immoral things behind other people's backs, because you're not just betraying your fans, you're betraying your friends, your family, and you're betraying yourself. You're damaging your reputation and everything around you because of one action. Just because you can get away with it doesn't mean it's right. That's just my thinking, man. It just shows what kind of person he is. Alright, that's it for me, guys. Bye, have a good day.